In this video, we're going to show you how to install the coolant temperature sensor on your Kia Sorento located in your thermostat housing. We want to remove our lower splash shield here. There's going to be a series of 12mm bolts. I want to get loose and remove these. There would normally be one right in the center section here, but it's missing. There's going to be a few of these plastic retainers. Using our Phillips head screwdriver on our particular model, go ahead and remove that center section. It's going to allow us to get behind the base with our trim tool and pop that out. We're going to do this for the remainder of these. Go ahead and remove that splash shield, set that aside. Note the splash shield removed. On the passenger side lower portion of the radiator, you're going to locate the drain or the petcock here. I'm going to go ahead and reach up and turn this counterclockwise. Now we do have a catch can underneath to catch our coolant. Just go ahead and let that drain out. Now at this point, we're just at a slow drip here. Let's go ahead and close this up. So turn that clockwise, thread that plug back in. I want to make sure that it's good and tight. I'm going to go ahead and grab a rag and just wipe that down. With the hood open, go ahead and locate your battery right here on the driver's side front portion of the vehicle. We'll use a 10mm socket, our extension and ratchet, to go ahead and loosen the 10mm nut here. Go ahead and give this a twist. Go ahead and pull that up and off and set it aside. We're going to remove our air intake tube. We have to use our Phillips head screwdriver. And normally what you want to do is unscrew the center. And as this comes up, you can use your trim tool to lift it up. Now ours are slightly damaged, but normally the center will come up and you can get your trim tool underneath, lift up the centerpiece, and then pop out the bottom. Lift this up, pull it towards you, and set that aside. And if your battery has this cover over the positive terminal, you're going to push in on this clip,
and lift that up to expose the terminal. Use your 10mm socket. Lift up the entire unit here. I'm going to give this a twist. Lift it up and off, and just tuck that aside. Now along the front side of the battery, if you go down, there's going to be a clamp right here. This is a securing clamp here. It's a 12mm bolt, so we're going to use our 12mm socket with an extension. I want to loosen and remove this. Now you can use an impact driver, or you can use your ratchet like I'm doing. I'm going to remove that bolt and the clamp. With that removed, we can now pull the battery out. Now reach in here, slide that battery, and lift that up and out. Now that we have our air intake tube removed, we're going to go ahead and remove the 3 10mm bolts securing the air filter box. 1, 2, and the third one is right back here. Remove those. We're going to remove or loosen the hose clamp holding our air intake tube to the throttle body to 10mm on our particular model. So we're just going to use our 10mm socket and an extension. And we're going to loosen that up. Now right up top here, we have a vacuum tube with a clamp on it. You use a pair of pliers. Pinch that, slide it back, break that free and work that off. Work that off. On the back here, there's another hose clamp. Use your pliers. Slide that back. Get a little pinch and a twist, and then pull this off. Go ahead and pull this whole thing up and out. You want to go ahead and access our coolant temperature sensor. Is this one right here? And there's a little metal clip on there. I'm going to use a pocket screwdriver, and there's a metal clip you want to get in behind here. There's a little, probably a little loop here. You're going to get in there and pry this out. Now you can see that clip coming out there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a pair of needle nose pliers. I'm going to grab that, pull that out, and that is your clip. I'm going to set that aside. Now the connector is still attached to it here. What we're going to do is grab that sensor and we're going to wiggle that out of the thermostat housing. Now I'm going to use a pair of hose pliers here, get a better grip on this. Pull that up and out. And once this is out, you're going to press down a little clip here. Now, our clip is missing. There's supposed to be a little thumb tab that you press in and then pull the sensor out, like so. Now you can go ahead and take your sensor and put it into the thermostat housing and then install your snap clip. Or if you want to, you can actually install the sensor harness onto the unit itself. Press it in, you should feel it in here click into place. And then you go ahead and take this unit and feed this down inside. And you're going to feel that drop on in there. Go ahead and take your clip. I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to guide that in because it's very tight in there, and if you drop it, that could be a bit of a headache. So drop that down. Get that started inside the groove there. Push that in. And you want that to seat, and you're going to hear that snap into place. At that point there, your sensor is installed. Now that you have the sensor installed, if you happen to have a check engine light on in the vehicle because of that sensor, don't forget to go ahead and use your scan tool to properly clear that code. I'm going to lower our air box down in a position. Get our intake tube installed onto our throttle body. We have a couple hoses here we need to pop on. One here, and then one over on the front side. I'm going to use my pliers to go ahead and move these clamps. Once I have these two clamps on, I'm going to use my 10mm socket, and we're going to secure our air intake tube clamp down below. You want to just snug down that clamp, give this a little wiggle, make sure it's nice and secured. Let's now install the through bolts that secure our air intake box. We can get our bolts started here. The back one, we're going to reach down along the back corner. Now that we have those started, I'm going to go ahead and snug those down. Once those bottom out, you're pretty much good because there's rubber bushings or dampers that hold that. Go ahead and grab that battery. Lower it down in a position. You want to make sure that your ground terminal is pulled out of the way. Now we want to make sure that the battery is slid as far back as possible because there's a retaining bar on the back that locks into the bottom portion of the battery. Let's go ahead and snug that down. Once you feel that bottom out, like pretty much, you want to make sure it's good and snug, but you don't have to make it super tight. But you can definitely tell that that is bottomed out. Go ahead and grab that positive terminal. Install that. Snug down the securing nut here. Once that bottoms out, just give it a little bit more. You do want to make sure it's good and snug. Give this a twist. If the clamp itself is moving, you definitely need to tighten that down a little more. Give it a little wiggle. All right, and our positive terminal is now secured. Close the cap. Install this onto our air filter box. Bring this down. You want to take your buttons here, install the lower portion, and then push down on the center and secure that. You're going to do that for all three. Well, sometimes these plastic buttons, they do break, so you'll have to source some replacements. Install your ground terminal. You want to make sure that that's down as far as it'll go on that post. Go ahead and secure this. And make sure it's good and tight. Give that terminal a wiggle, make sure it's good and secured.
Now we want to take our splash shield, feed it up underneath the tabs on our bumper. Let's get our bolt started. Going to gently snug these down. Across the front portion here, install your plastic push pins. Now, using a clean funnel, you want to go ahead and put that into the top of your radiator. You want to go ahead and fill this up.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.